Hi, welcome in. If you are here, you are stepping into your highest timeline, and I'm here to help you navigate that journey. I'm just going to tap in, get a channeled message from Spirit, pull some cards, we'll go wherever the energy takes us. If at any point any of this message resonates with you, please hit that like button and comment so that I know, so that you claim it for yourself, and so that you add to the collective's energy. All right, let me get tapped in. Tapping in now, Spirit, to the collective's energy. Bring forth messages for their highest and greatest good. Remove me, make me a clear channel for your word. Bring through messages that would resonate so they go, yes, this message is for me. What message does the collective need in this moment, Spirit? Okay, I'm getting a stop sign. It's like a construction worker that's holding a stop sign, and you are waiting in traffic for them to turn the sign to slow so that you can go. You're not upset or frustrated. I get that you're kind of like, oh, I need to stop now. And it's letting the other cars go. So it's like there's a 2-lane road and they're telling you to stop because there's only one lane that you can use. And so the other lane goes and kind of moves over into the whatever. They move forward. But you have to wait for all of that traffic to go because they're in your lane. And then you can go. So you're just waiting. I am really getting this sense of this message that you are allowing somebody else to do something. That you've been the one to do a lot, hold the weight, hold the responsibility. You've been the one moving. And I am getting that, like, Spirit is almost the guy with the traffic sign, and he's saying, like, you can stop, we're gonna let them go, okay? Meaning they're gonna take some of the responsibility, they're gonna do their part, we're going to stop so that they can, because sometimes we go so much and do so much that we don't even allow other people to do stuff, and then sometimes we can get resentful. So I'm getting that you're in this really peaceful place of, I am going to stop, and I'm going to let somebody else flow or do right now. And I'm getting from Spirit, this is how it's supposed to be. This is how the flow is supposed to be. You're supposed to go, and then you stop, and then somebody else goes, and then that line stops, and then you get to go. It's reciprocal. It's a rhythm. It's a pattern. It's not just you do everything while somebody else does nothing, or you constantly get to go and they never get to. There's some reciprocity here, but I'm really getting it as like you're at a place where you are ready to stop and then see how someone else, other people, show up to support you, because you've kind of decided you're not just going to go all the time. You're not going to hold all this. You want more reciprocity. Let me grab some cards. Okay, get Whisper Wild Reflections. So I hope that you are in a place where you're wanting to give somebody else an opportunity to stand up, to do what they say they're going to do. Maybe they've said or promised that they're going to do stuff and you don't believe it, but you are sitting back in this time and seeing if they will. Let's see what more do you have, Spirit? What more for this collective? What are they stopping and letting go. Okay. So, great. So I get the Nine of Swords in reverse. So the Nine of Swords is overthinking, over worrying, anxiety. And I really get with this in reverse, you're like, I'm not worrying about that anymore. I'm getting in my head, like maybe you're the person in your household that like schedules all of the dentist appointments and all of the car appointment, all of the things that you need for like regular maintenance. Maybe you do it for more than just you. And this is just an example, but I'm getting that you're like, you know what? That bothers me that I have to like, it takes so much of my mental load to do all that stuff. I'm just going to like sit back and not do it. I'm not going to worry about, and I'm going to see like, surely my partner will get their teeth cleaned if I don't make their dentist appointment. So like, maybe you're trying to figure out what can you take off your mental load. I'm getting whatever you are stopping doing has stressed you out a lot in the past, and you have done some healing work and you've realized the things in your life that you would like to get rid of, the things in your life that don't serve you, the things in your life where you don't feel like they are reciprocal. And part of your healing was being like, I am not going to be worried about that anymore. I'm going to let go of control of that. Not my problem. And I'm just going to stop engaging in the anxiety over that. And I'm going to see what happens if other people rise to the occasion, if things just happen for me, if, instead of me keeping track of everything, maybe people call to remind me or something like that. Like, I'm going to stop worrying about it and see how much peace that gives me. And I really get that that's a big part of what you're healing right now, or what you have healed. And maybe because you've healed it, you are figuring out, where can I stop having anxiety over some of these things? So your healing's really got you in a place. It doesn't mean that you've figured it out and that you're seeing the support yet, but it does mean that you're getting to a point where you're done worrying about it. What more for this collective spirit? Okay. So I get the Page of Cups to the Ten of Cups. This is huge. So Page is like young, innocent, childlike, immature, fun. And the Ten of Cups is like your happily ever after. You being happy and fulfilled and feeling loved and valued by your family, building a family. So I get a couple things from this. So the Page of Cups, I'm really getting that there may be somebody in your life, somebody that you're a partner with, somebody that you've been taking care of or holding the responsibility for. Maybe the finances, maybe, like I said, the appointments. Just there's somebody in your life that gets to act like a child. They get to relax and have fun and not think of any of these things and say la vie, because they have a mommy or a daddy at home that is taking care of all of this other shit. And you're looking at them like, I want to be this. I want to be happy and fun and say la vie and da-da-da. And you know what? That person would probably tell you, well, stop worrying so much. I don't worry and it works out for me. And you're saying like, well, if I don't do it, who's going to do it? But what I get is, rather than resenting this person, you are just stepping into your c'est la vie, your fun. You will worry about yourself and let them worry about them. And you are going to choose things that feel light and irresponsible. Not necessarily irresponsible in that way, but just like the opposite of, I have so many responsibilities. This is like, I have no responsibilities. So which responsibilities can you take off your plate? And I'll tell you this right now, if there are responsibilities that another grown-ass adult could do, you can take them off your plate. Okay? And then I get that you have had the realization that like, you want a happy family. You want a happily ever after. You want to feel valued and good and like everything's moving good and everything's flowing and you want to feel a lot of love in your family, and you realize that this is kind of taking away from that feeling of love because your family feels like a burden. So to go towards of your 10 of Cups, it actually is like, how are you going to become more childlike? How are you going to drop some of that responsibility so that you can live in a place that feels good? Because you know, if you continue to have anxiety about everything and handle the whole mental load, this will never come. You will always be resentful. You will always be like, I'm not at my happy family because I can never relax. But the beauty in this is, even if there is somebody that's kind of immature and not holding their weight, it doesn't matter so much about them. It matters about how are you making their life so freaking easy and then resenting them for it. So just stop making their life so easy. Focus on making your life so easy. They'll figure their life out. They might be mad. They might be like, oh, they might not get their teeth cleaned for 3 years. It doesn't really matter. You're going towards this, and the only way to get to your 10 of Cups and your happily ever after in this new healed way of you is to not rack your brain and stress over things that just don't matter enough to warrant this level of stress and anxiety. And I'm really getting, if somebody else could do their own worrying, then it would take some worry off you. So how do you stop doing that? How do you help that? You give them their worry back. Listen, I'm not going to worry about these things for you. Like, I have my own things to worry about, and I handle my shit. You need to handle your shit. I mean, why is that mean? Why wouldn't we all just handle our own shit? Okay? So you are going to find your own immaturity, your own innocence, your own level of not having responsibility, and that's going to help you lead to your 10 of Cups. I'm really getting from Spirit clear. If you are holding the mental load for somebody else, stop. Stop. Because sometimes people can't even step up to do the things we want them to do because we are so on top of it that we have the dentist appointment scheduled for 6 years out that they aren't even able to step up if we wanted them to. So Spirit's saying, see your role in this and stop. If you're holding the mental load, just stop. What more for this collective, Spirit? That's an easy one to see. And it's an easy one to do too. Like, it's easy to take on other people's responsibilities, to find value. I get that you've put a lot of work into whatever this relationship or this situation is, or this thing that you're feeling like you're doing everything. I get like you have put in all the work. Look at you. I'm putting in all the work. It's after hours and you're still out there watering the plants. You're the one that makes everything work. You're the one that makes the household run, the workplace run. This is Pentacles, so this could be your workplace. You're the one like that. Without you, you feel like it will fall apart. And Spirit's saying it's causing you so much anxiety, and these people that are benefiting from it don't care. They don't care. Like, if you sat there and you were like, I'm up all night doing all this work, they're like, sounds boring. Maybe you should stop doing that. And you're like, I just want you to be me. I just want you to. And Spirit's saying, let go. Let go of all of that. The healed version of you finds they're happy, does less work when it comes to other people's problems, and that's the version of you that's going to step into the 10 of Cups. Anything more for this collective, Spirit? Yeah, I'm getting like you've done enough. You've worked hard enough. Now's the time to like prove to yourself that you don't need to be responsible for others. Now, I know if you have kids or something and you do need to be responsible, that's fine. But where are you racking your brain? Like, let's say you have kids and you're like, well, I'd love to just not feed my kids. Okay. But where is it like there's a staff appreciation week and then there's this thing at school and then there's color week and da-da-da, and you're like, I have to do all these things because somebody told, like, you don't. My kid like does like one of the 4 color weeks or whatever we have things. I can't keep up with it all, and I'm not going to. I'm surely not going to stress out over it. So, and the kid doesn't care. The kid doesn't even know. So that's what is on you. What are you putting on you? And Spirit says stop. Okay. So what I'm really getting, and this is going to be final message because it's so strong. Yes. Okay. I'm getting that like either there is a dictator type energy, masculine in your life. This could be, and it can just be masculine energy. So even if you have a boss that is a female or a wife, but there's somebody that is toxic masculine that's like, this is how things should go. This is like, they want you scheduling those appointments for them. They want you doing all this work. Even if while they're like having fun, they're like, don't do the work. You know, if you were to just like not do it, they'd be like, what the hell? Why are you not doing it? You know, like it feels very toxic masculinity. I need you to keep me alive. And that's part of like, was your claim to fame for a while. Like my value is how well I keep everybody going, and I'm going to be your champion, and I'm going to be your support system, and I'm going to be the best employee, and I'm going to be all these things, until you realize like that's killing me and you're like benefiting from it and don't even appreciate it. So I'm getting that you've really like gone inside and done some healing work around your overgiving, which overgiving is toxic femininity. That's what the toxic masculinity is able to oppress, right? I'm toxic masculine. I'm the ruler. I control you by fear. And even if it's not like an obvious fear where they're like abusive, it's still a fear of like, but if I don't do those things, I'm not valuable to this person that gives me my value. And I get that you went in and you did a bunch of healing work, and you have realized like that your gift is your divine femininity. And your divine femininity nurtures, but she nurtures herself. She receives, right? She sees what the masculine can give her. And then through what he can give her, she creates life. Like she is so valuable, so worthy, but without doing everything. Like the divine masculine would see her as just so valuable without doing all of the stuff and holding all the responsibilities and all of that. And the divine feminine would be free to nurture and to flow and to hold emotional capacity, spiritual capacity for the household without taking on toxic masculine traits like do, take care of everything, control, right? So I'm really getting that we're going from like this rule of toxic masculinity to divine femininity really waking up. And this could be happening within yourself and within your personal relationships as well as on a global scale. And I get that like this is your graduation from the toxic masculinity that you used to run, this I have to do everything for everyone, or I need to hold the mental load and I need to prove and all of that. You have gone inside, done the healing. You are stopping doing that. You're figuring out, where can I go have fun? You're realizing that's the only thing that's going to lead to my happiness, is not continuing to put in all of this crazy work. And I'm really getting that as you've stepped in, like Spirit's saying, well done. Because I see this graduation for you into a life of like fun and airy and happy and adventure and passion. And I also get the 9 of Cups, which is so emotionally grounded. You're not resentful anymore. You're not pissed off. You're not feeling like nobody sees your value. You're not undervalued or unappreciated. You are appreciated. You're valued. You feel this way. And this might just be you giving this to yourself. But whether you do the mental load and responsibilities of other people or not, you're still valuable. So why would you do them? Why would you make that your thing that's attached to your value? I get that you, from the bottom of the deck, that you walked away. You're walking away from patterns that don't serve you. And one of those patterns is holding the mental load, holding responsibility for other people. It's time that you take back your power. You find union within yourself, a union that is equal, right? And that might mean walking away from people or dynamics that don't want it to be equal because they don't want to do their own laundry. They don't want to do their own healing work. They don't want to. That might be what it is. But either way, whether you're in the dynamic or you've left the dynamic, you have left. Whether you're in the job or in the relationship, you are still leaving the dynamic. You're still walking away somehow from doing all of that. So either the relationship, the connection, the job can rise to meet you and show like, oh man, you've been carrying so much. I'm going to flow now too, and it can be reciprocal, or they won't. And then it will just fall away anyway. Okay? So Spirit's saying like, good on you. You really are leading to your 9 of Cups, that you're valued, you're valuable, you feel it, you feel appreciated, you feel like you're receiving. And this is going to lead to your 10 of Cups, your happily ever after. That's the message. The lighthouse can show you the shore, but you still need to steer the ship. If any of this resonated, please like and share with anyone that you think this message might help, and comment below. Until next time.